From the comment section of my videos to the chambers of the Pennsylvania State Legislature, there are calls to privatize this or that transit entity. My hot take? It's a horrible idea. Both history and present day examples show us why. So here's the thing: many government transit agencies, or government adjacent transit agencies, exist because of private companies that failed. Take Amtrak, America's national passenger railroad company that receives government subsidies, as an example. Amtrak is very flawed, no doubt, but the reason it exists is because of private, unsubsidized passenger rail companies being in a financially perilous state. Intervention was needed to prevent the complete collapse of passenger rail in the United States, and that intervention came in the form of Amtrak. But it's not just Amtrak. Major cities such as Philadelphia, Boston, and Chicago, to name a few, once had private companies run significant portions of, or all of, their transit networks. And the financially precarious states of the transit companies in these three cities led us to SEPTA in the Philadelphia area, the MBTA in the Boston area, and the CTA in the Chicago area. The various entities that some people want privatized are not privatized because privatization failed. But one could argue that these crises I mentioned are from decades ago. And that is correct. So, let's take a look at a modern day example of a private company operating passenger rail. Let's take a look at Brightline, which is an intercity passenger rail service between Miami and Orlando in Florida. Reason, which is a libertarian magazine, touts Brightline as rail being run without massive federal subsidies. But, uh, Brightline lost over $500 million last year and is billions in debt. So the finances don't look so great for Brightline either. The bottom line is that the track record of privatized, unsubsidized rail in the United States is a poor one. And it doesn't matter whether you're looking at the past or the present. And yet, despite the long and dubious history around privatized rail transit, some continue to insist that certain transit entities, whether it be SEPTA or Amtrak, should be privatized. At times, I wonder if the people making such proposals even know their history around SEPTA and Amtrak, among other modern day transit entities, came to be in the first place. Some probably don't. And for those who don't, it's important to learn that history. And then there are others who probably do know that history, and use that history to argue that the government shouldn't subsidize something that is a drain on the government's finances and a waste of taxpayer money. And yes, there are some who think that mass transit, including rail transit, is a waste of money. I've found that viewpoint in the comment section of past videos, and I may even find that in the comment section of this video. And to anyone who argues that it's a waste of money, this is what I'd say in response. Is it a waste to implement policies that put less of a strain on bridges so that bridges can be in good condition for longer? Is it a waste to implement policies so that people who need to drive have fewer traffic jams? Is it a waste to implement policies that allow emergency personnel to not be stuck behind traffic jams so that said personnel is more likely to save a life? Is it a waste to give people a transit option where the cost of transit is stable and predictable, rather than highly volatile based on the instability of the Middle East, hurricanes in the Gulf of whatever it's called now, or a wide variety of other factors? Maybe I'm going out on a limb here, but I don't think that there are many people, from any part of the political spectrum, who think that addressing these things is a waste of taxpayer money. And guess what one surefire way is to address these things? investing in mass transit, including in train transit. Because of that, if you think that addressing all of these things is a good investment of taxpayer dollars, then maybe you should consider mass transit as a good investment of taxpayer dollars. In a number of my future videos, I'll expand more upon why I think that investing in train transit is the right thing for large cities, as well as the federal government, to do. But the fact that the private industry has already tried and failed at this train transit thing on so many occasions offers us a start as to why government should play a role, rather than private companies that don't get federal subsidies. It's a debate that I'm willing to revisit if Brightline, or some other completely private transit enterprise, manages to be successful financially while providing good service to their customers. But that is simply not where we're at least not in the US. And on that note, I ask people to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more content on imagining better rail transit in the United States. Thank you and have a good day.